Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Liberating videos explore the issues that can affect our lives, and today I'm talking about some of the reasons why it may be very hard for some people to get over their ex or to move on from unhealthy relationships. So if you are familiar with my content, then you will know that I am no relationship expert. That is not what this channel is about. The reason why I actually really wanted to do this video is because I do get a lot of comments and questions about romantic heartbreak, but people seem to be more concerned about, why this person doesn't want them and how to get back with the person, instead of why that person not wanting them is affecting them as much as it is. So I am all about dealing with root causes of issues to bring freedom. So I want to talk about what could be some of the root causes to such behavior. I'll be discussing 5 areas which could be root causes. They are not ranked in any way, and of course this is not a definitive list or the list of all lists. This is just my selection. So let's jump straight into number 1, which is unresolved emotional issues. Unresolved emotional issues can contribute to unrealistic expectations in relationships when it comes to feeling loved. There is nothing wrong with wanting to feel loved. We all need love and a sense of belonging to something or someone, but unresolved emotional issues and emotional wounds can cause you to anchor the responsibility of loving you in a way that heals those wounds on people who aren't equipped to help you. And it can also cause people to run back to or want to stay in situations that remotely resemble love in their eyes. The second reason you might still be struggling to get over your ex is unforgiveness. You might still be so angry at them for whatever they did and how they left things, and you feel like they owe it to you to come back and make you happy, or to at least try to make things work. And I'm not saying that you don't have the right to be angry. Anger is a healthy response to injustice, but prolonged anger and unforgiveness only affects you in the long run. It can keep you trapped in the pain of the situation, and it can also contribute to health and spiritual issues too. The third reason why you feel like you might need to get back with your ex is fear. And that could be the fear of being alone, the fear of starting again, and the fear of having wasted all of that time. I've seen it so many times where people feel like they've invested so much time into this crappy situation, so they want to stay or go back so they have something for their investment. And that is an irrational fear. In such circumstances, I would say think about why you broke up with the person in the first place. If it was your fault, and if you've tried to get back with them and they're not interested, then let it go, because there's a fine line between repentant pursuit and stalking. And on the flip side, if you guys broke up for a very valid reason where you felt hurt or you felt a deep sense of injustice or disrespect, the fact that you are still single or you haven't moved on or found anybody new yet does not invalidate that reason. That is just an irrational fear. And the fourth reason I want to talk about when it comes to not being able to get over your ex is soul ties. Now, I've talked a lot about soul ties across many videos, and I also have 2 standalone videos about it, so I won't repeat myself too much here. But for those of you who are new or unfamiliar with what a soul tie is, in summary, a soul tie is a term used to describe the spiritual connections that we have with people. And these are deep spiritual connections, and they are formed during relationships, and they're also formed, through our bloodlines as well. But when it comes to romantic relationships, a lot of people seem to think it's just a sexual thing, and soul ties aren't always sexual. They can be formed, with deeper, meaningful friendships too. Now, in summary, you probably do have or did have a soul tie with your ex, if you've broken it now, and it could be one of the reasons why you feel so connected to them when you're not around them and feel like you need to be with them. And in my video about how to break sexual soul ties, a lot of people have testified that after they've watched the video and prayed the prayer that is within the video, they have felt free and like they can move on from their ex. So this is something that you might want to consider exploring. And the fifth and final thing I wanted to share with you is curses and generational issues. Now, this might be the part of the video where some of you are like, okay, this is a bit too much for me and I'm out. And that's absolutely fine. Such topics are not easily digestible by everyone, but some of you need to hear it, so I will continue. So let's start with curses. Our words have power, and the words of people who have authority over us or deep spiritual connections with us can also affect us in good or bad ways. Now, a curse is a negative word that is spoken over somebody that plays out in their lives. And you may have cursed yourself in ignorance, but for example, by saying something so simple like, if I can't be with him, then I don't want to be with anybody else. And your partner may have cursed you by saying something similar. In regards to generational issues, you may have noticed that, broken relationships just seem to be the thing in your family. It may be more on one side or maybe on both sides. Maybe broken relationships and single parent households are the norm. So you don't mind following in that footsteps because it's all you've seen and it's what you're used to. Well, I just want to say that it's not the norm, and it really is worth praying into breaking any generational curses if they are there, so that whatever it is does not play out into your own life. And that's the end of the list. I wanted to keep this video short and concise, and like I said, it's not the list of all lists and it's not definitive in any way. It's just my selection based on my experiences and the experience of people that I am in contact with and some of the messages that I've received from some of you. And I also want to add that, if any of the things that I mentioned struck a chord or felt like, oh, this sounds like something I might be dealing with or need help with, I do have other videos on soul ties, unforgiveness, rejection, parental abandonment and rejection, and generational issues, which might be helpful, and I will link to them and curses as well, and I will link to them in the description so you can watch them. And within those videos there are prayers that other people have told me that they have found really helpful and found really impactful when they've prayed them. So like I said, I'll link to them below, and I hope that they will help you. So I'm just going to wrap up here. I will put a prayer in the description below. I don't have time to put it within this video today right now, but I'll put a general prayer in the description below so that you can just invite God in and to help you on the journey to freedom from breaking away from destructive relationship cycles or breaking away from an ex that you know is not good for you. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already.